couple different roles in the hands of Zai. Will it be a Mickey, Visage, Jumbo? It certainly could be any of those.
Yeah, I could see it very easily being Zai's hand, right? I think like Shaker plus Visage works reasonably well in the lane. The Shaker can actually move away from the lane without the lane being exposed because you can easily just drag people out of position, easily get away, courtesy of the fly, right? So it's very difficult to punish your Visage. I don't know, maybe Marcy, if they run the Marcy can do that. I have a feeling you want to kind of utilize this Marcy elsewhere, maybe put it with some sort of bullish type laner, because Morphling typically isn't a bully, right? Like he's more the kind of guy that needs to be babysat until level 3.
Absolutely. Now, a hero that I personally do like quite a bit. Maybe not as one of the more popular support options overall, but Shadow Demon going to be coming out for Team Liqiud over here, and it is one that they tend to run from time to time. I believe Boxy even specifically could see so. Going with the Shadow Demon, immediately Leshrac happening from Xtreme on the other side. Perhaps it be that mid Leshrac or Io to go with it. Obviously, great pairing right there for Xtreme. So great to come from Liqiud, but. Yeah, the Io pick happening for Xtreme.
Yeah, and it's interesting as well. It's interesting as well. Io's a little bit strange because they'll typically have these heroes like the Shrek in the mid, and then they have carried, and then they have babysat and protected. But when you think about it, not really one of those heroes needs to worry about that. Also makes a lot more sense the A ban very early on. Like it justified the morph. I love the fact that XG doubled down. They got more healing value. Not just from the Io, but we have to remember Shrek is the single best user of Bloodstone in the game right now. It is absurd. So they have a ridiculous amount to sustain here. The Warring detail now for Liqiud, you see this kind of switch up like Drow. They don't want to stack. They don't want to pile up because that's going to enable the Shrek. It's going to allow XG to stand and outlaw Liqiud in these fights.
I love the Drow pick. The Gus game is not only going to be really good, but just the ability to help kill that Io in the back lines as soon as possible makes the Drow pick very strong. So I think Liqiud going the right direct right there. Drow with the Visage core as well. They're gonna have a lot of push, a lot of ways to push these lanes, push these towers down. Certainly throughout the game, so they definitely have that going for them. As far as at least a little bit of an answer to that Io right now. The final couple of bands coming out. So what do we need here? We got Xtreme. Curious what the Leshrac does end up. It's I assume it's going to be a mid Leshrac. It's going to be a mid Leshrac. That offlane and the Mars bands comes out. And then for Liqiud, likely still needing their mid hero.
Yeah, it seems like looking teams may be missing. I think XG have covered a lot of their bases, right? They have good stand, they have good stand, they have good push. They fight reasonably well. They do reliable stuns, I'd say. Like Marcy can kind of set up, can be a little bit finicky. Maybe they just want to get some kind of AoE stun for the team fight. On the other side, they have good push. Have they decent poke? I think maybe their front line is the weak element. Right now, it's just Visage goes in. Either Bird stays alive, keeps the team going, or everyone bows down and dies. But they're not really that popular right now, and although it gives you sustain, it plays into the hands of XG. I think if anything, Liqiud wants more burst.
5 seconds remaining.
Could still technically provide that as well. That's where my mind was going initially when you mentioned that too. But they're going to have to think about it pretty quickly. I kind of like that from Xtreme. They didn't sit there. This is something kind of a general thing when it comes to drafting, where Xtreme has a lot of reserve time. The other team does. They could have sat on this time, really thought about it. Okay, no, they were confident with the Centaurs. Final pick. They're going to force Liqiud on the clock. They're basically you didn't have a lot of time. We're going to make you make a snap decision of your final pick. In this case, going to be a mid-hero. So we're going to find out soon. There we go. It is going to be the Void's happening.
That's good.
Nothing too crazy.
Yeah, so it's kind of a little bit more in and out, right? They can poke, they can disengage. I think they're just looking for retracted fights here. The Void Spirit also gives them safe split push, right? So the Visage does get shut down. They still have ways to play in the lanes, and If you think about the global presence of XG with the reload, with Stampede, it makes a little bit more sense. You want a hero that easily play those out lanes without risking imminent death, right? Not the most impactful hero, right? Compared to this draft, but it's a hero that can get things done. It's kind of the Jackal trade alternative.
It's another hero to also get on top of this IO. I think there's a lot of game planning for Team Liquid to deal with this IO, which is understandable. It makes sense, certainly. But they're kind of investing quite a bit to make that happen. But we see who's playing what, or at least in game. We can see, you'll see here soon. It is going to be Paparazzi on Leshrac in the mid matchup against Mickey. Zai is on his and Lou on that Morphling. Now again, he's the player that we're highlighting. You specifically, Killer Pigeon, in terms of he's the one that he's going to have to shine. Where he's run all these players on Xtreme Gaming that have experience, have history. He's the new blood on the team here in this LAN experience limited. So we'll see how he performs on Morphling. Overall, really shouldn't be. It should be pretty decent, especially with more target specifically on that Earthshaker. He will have a couple of annoyances to deal with, specifically that Gust.
Yeah, I think the key thing is they gave a safe hero, they banned well, and then they enabled themselves with the bans. So they Morphling get more of it the way that they ban around. This should be a pretty cozy game to open up with Liqiud. I want to see what they can do in the mid game. I think it's time to get underway with the first game with the last chance qualifiers break. Let's get underway. True TI style. We couldn't have the opening game not feature an IO.
Here we go. So we're going to be looking at. So I'm getting a little bit of echo in my ear. I apologize. Anyway, so do we want to do predictions? By the way,
sorry. Oh, yeah, you just click the main game right now. Let me check what we've got here. So play with highest network by 25 minutes will be Lou. No, I'm going to stop now. But yeah, we'll let people figure that out. We don't want to give you too many insights. Like I'm thrilled to see how this one's going to play out on the lanes, though. I think looking at the heroes they've got at disposal. For Liqiud, it's kind of always been this way. Visage has to kind of pop off. You want to have that space, and you want to be able to make space game. On the other side, for me, like XG, I think this Leshrac could rotate a lot and find a lot of impact, especially when it comes to team up old 11, right? So for me, it's 10 part of the mid for XG, and it's 10 part of the offlane for Liqiud.
All right, sorry again. I was still with a little bit of an echo on my side, but should be good now. Good to go right here. Yeah, it looks like people pointed out. So the production's on it, guys. Don't worry. We're going to take care of it.
Good. I was just ignoring it. I just.
It's hard, man. Especially when you can do it yourself. It's like that's. I don't know if you've ever tried to do that, but like there's those tests that you can do with like a phone app or whatever, and like slightly echoes your own voice. You're trying to say it's difficult, man.
So the key is to like look yourself and feel like 80% of what you say is irrelevant. So you just kind of mute yourself out. That's my task. I think most people as well.
There you go.
Apologies, folks. Hopefully we get that fixed quickly. And in the meantime, we'll get on with the lanes. Looking at the opening for this, though, I'm kind of feeling like this shot lane should be mostly free for the draw, but at the same time, mostly free for the center.
Certainly a bit of back and forth. We see the early harassment coming on. He's going to use that. And speaking of harassment, good lord. Is that going to be first blood? No, so close.
I've got to give credit. What did I mention? Like, Drow's going to have a free time, Centaur's with the IO. Including that assessment. Good lord, that hurts.
Yeah, I mean, they're not looking to deal with the center necessarily to that point. Obviously, it keeps going back. The game plan is kill the IO here for Team Liqiud, and that starts with the laning phase. So the early pressure starts from Team Liqiud right there. Top lane, we got some initiation. Going to be a little bit of harassment, though.
It's not the worst idea to try this level 1 though, right? Like, the Morphling, this is probably your best opportunity. Once you get 2 points in shift, you just get to watch him farm. Unless you're playing Morphling, in which case I probably shift too much. I don't think Lou's going to make that mistake. Nice little toss in the boxy. A lot of damage looking good, but the Soul Sun's got to be careful around that box. He's like W in the end. The one almost going down. One will keep them alive though.
Wow, that was so close right there for the turn kill. That was great job on both sides early. That kind of goes back to the Marcy bully support, man. That dispose is such a good initiation tool, especially when you're near the tower. TI11 had that deep in the tower right there. Even assist on a Foxy, but just not enough damage. Close call on both sides. So these two teams not afraid to duke it out early. That is for certain. As Fisher very low. It's fine. UAW though, but he's 1 versus 2, so gotta be a little careful about that. That's supposed to be
You're Marcy, you're an anime, you don't have to be careful. We just go in. What are they going to do? Stop the most popular support in the game right now? Nah, it's so hard to actually hop on Marcy. I do think that the Visage overall was easy to pick though. Like, it just counts out the burst and then evens up the lane in the end. My only concern is in some ways that can benefit the Morphle, right? Once he gets Morphle Mask, he'll just sustain in this lane. The Visage could risk being pushed out slightly. Oh, we done it. Okay, well, they've done it for stream. You guys can't hear us twice anymore, which means only half as annoying, but we'll persevere on.
Okay, so I think I had to make a change on my side maybe, and now hopefully it should be good. We'll get that. That's figured out already. Okay. But yeah, so going back to the Vincent real quickly, as there is harassment bottom lane, ult 11. Low once again. Got DY support of that from the IO to keep fine. Something we have been seeing on these Vintages though is that the Aghanim Scepter, the silent as the grave effect coming into play. So curious to see if Zai makes it a fairly higher priority to go for that as bottom lane. But Summerman is going to go down. First blood will come out for the side of Xtreme Gaming. There you go. Brawling, plenty of it. Finally, we have a first blood as a result.
I want to know how long it's going to take. I mean, I said she should have somewhat of a free lane, but positioning is key here, and rotation on point. Like overall, I think like that's always been the trick with Drow is if you haven't got this frontline bully, like a Treant comes to mind was one of the classics. If you're playing with a hero like Shadow Demon, you have to play very passive, shall we say, with your positioning. You can't really aggro, and it does get annoying because traditionally, like Drow is the type of hero that should be able to all book a hero out the lane. I respect that IO movement speed, man. Like, it can just easily catch you out of position in a matter of seconds. So, good opening. Gives a good start for Centaur. And I think it's important to kind of get him off to a good start, right? Like, his goal is just to get a blink as quickly as possible and then look to enable other heroes off on the map.
Absolutely. And you know, as much as I would love to say we're going to see a Scepter this game from Centaur, that probably is not. Albeit is entertaining.
Yo, come on. No, I need it, man. Like you throw your IO in the back, but he's still tether to you.
Hey, there could be some quirky. If this game goes really late, you never know. I mean, anything is open as far as a possibility, right? Look, it takes some damage up here, by the way, as Foxy stomps it. It's more playing. He's fine. YW with the response. Dispels backwards.
I mean, Foxy's the one who's going to get wrapped up here, though, in a little bit too deep. He does get the Marcy in the end, courtesy of the Soul Assumption coming out from Zai. So, in the end, it is a 1-for-1 exchange. It has forced the eye up here, which means the Centaur is now alone. Instant result is he has to back up entirely as he's now in a 2-on-1.
5.5 minutes in, it's 2-1. It could be plenty more with the way this game has been started, but I just love to see the action because, you know, especially with the first game of the day, early morning, you never really know what kind of style of play we're going to see from the teams. Is it going to be very timid, you know, really sitting back? This is TI11 after all. You know, pressure's on. Or is it just going to be, let's go, baby? And I think it's the latter.
Yeah, let's go. Woo! TP to Mata. That's the classic issue, right? This type of lane. You have one stun, and that's it. And then as soon as you use it, there's going to be a TP away. I like the fact that they're playing off of Centaur's lane, though. This is pretty cool. This is something that I think the Chinese Dota was quick to at the start of this year and seems to have somewhat kept a hold of, is the overwhelming shift of supports towards the mid lane around the 6-minute mark. It gets rune control and it gets you bullish opportunities to kill. Unfortunately, in this game, it's against a Void Spirit, not the easiest of heroes to pick out.
Simulate, of course, makes it a pretty easy escape for Mickey in the end. Now he also has that Astral Step, so ganking the Void Spirit is really an impossible task at this point in the game. It seems like. But bottom lane, speaking of gank, it's going to be a 3-man gank coming up for Xtreme. Insania getting some response from Drow. Nice job with the disruption as well. The turn on the DY is no, it's not going to be enough. Yes, it is in the end. Insania with the poison.
Just an annoying hero. I believe it's level 2 poison as well, so it's really going to start stacking up here. That's unfortunate. It almost feels like they're on the clock in their eyes, right? They want to get 6 first on the centaur, otherwise he gets pushed out of lane by the drow. So I understand the pressure, but it's a little bit hard to find. However, the jump in, the stomp follow-up, beautiful turn, gets rid of the drow. PYW makes sure the rotation isn't for nothing.
I understand why Marcy isn't banned. I mean, there's a lot of heroes you got to ban, but man, it's when stuff like that happens right there. It's just like, come on. If you don't have that first pick, not banning Marcy, oh, that's so risky. But yeah, Team Liquid falling into the trap right there. Drow Ranger gets picked off. Now, Drow, speaking of him though, it's an okay start. He's got his power treads. Certainly a lot of room to make up. Is actually, as I said, the okay start is the worst farming core in the game right now at 2,500 net worth. So definitely need to get that drow farm enhanced, specifically by coming to the mid lane. It looks like it's going to be the play with the Tubman Man rotating there. Meke level 7. He'll start heading towards the top lane, meet up with the Urshik perhaps, and go for a play of sorts.
Yeah, I think one of the nice things about Drow is you can kind of offset some of that farm loss by just getting level 6, right? Because that's going to enable you to farm a little bit faster to get those free stats. We're going to get 6 for free in this game, I'm afraid. PYW showing you exactly why Marcy is picked so bloody much, but the turnaround's going to come in. Nice drag back to simulate follow-up as well. A lot of damage here, but the Stampede able to break them off. And Boxy now turned upon here. Too much damage coming out from the Disco Pony. It's a double kill for Paparazzi, and that is exactly why Leshrac is a pain in the ass.
Well, yeah, and there's several more reasons as well, but that is absolutely one of them, especially when you have the IO support. You know, you talk about the IO synergy with heroes. Leshrac is up there on that tier list. I think it's very safe to say, especially right now, in terms of heroes to pair with. So with that 3rd and 4th pick coming out for Xtreme Gaming,
under attack.
already doing wonders for them. And Paparazzi, he's not looking to stop anytime soon. Why would that? They're controlling the jungle right now. They understand this drow especially is very underfarmed. You mentioned KP. They need level 6 on Matella Man. He's not even there yet. He still isn't level 6. At 9 minutes into the game, the struggle continues, but will hit it now as he's going to kill a couple more creeps at the top. But it's a very smart of Xtreme to the point they're addressing the weak factor in the drow early on with the laning phase, before level 6 especially, and they're controlling the bottom part of the map. So in response, Team Liquid is attempting to control the top side now. They did get the tier 1 with Zai on a visit.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? The Visage is doing well, takes the tower, expected rotations, but now the drow needs the space. So the argument is, where's Visage go? Like, can you shift him bot? Can you park himself in those lanes, or is it a bit too hard? Feels like wherever Marcy is, nobody can be. Once again jumps in and, okay, I've got an idea here, Breaky. You know, we could say nerf Marcy, but I like to be creative. How about this? The nerf for Marcy is you have to roleplay Marcy as the player, so you get muted in game, in team comps. That's my balance point. There you go.
I like how we're already talking about nerfing Marcy in game 1 of the LCQ. KP, it's a long event.
Gotta get in there early, my friend.
Speaking of Marcy, gonna get pulled in right there slightly, but that was because Void Spirit attempting to get away for good reason. So yeah, it goes back to Void Spirit, obviously one of the more difficult targets to jump even for the Marcy, but still, PYW, why would he slow down? I mean, he's level 5.5. He's making plays left and right. Currently sitting at 1, 1, and 3. They've been involved in 4 of the 6 kills. But yeah, not a lot of talk, or not a lot of focus on Zai. Zai's kind of quietly, as it tends to do, a lot of these games for Liquid, quietly doing his thing. He's got his Vlad's offering early on. And to the point I was making earlier is the idea of we're going to see an Ags on him or not. I think this game maybe expect to see more of these heavy aura builds instead. You know, maybe the late game Ags can come into play to help once again kill that IO especially. But I don't know if we should expect to see this game, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think what we're going to have to focus on right now is the fact that this mid tower, the more I think about it, the way they've been utilizing that, it's almost like Leshrac could take at this point, but the risk is too high, and instead they're fishing kills every time someone comes there for XP. And I like that Liquid has now deviated away from that. They're like, no, that we're kind of baiting ourselves in. Just park Zai in that lane because he can't be killed that easily. And let's go hunting. Unfortunately for them, XG Spidey senses are tingling, and the only person who they're going to find is the hardest kill possible for them. Old 11 in the area.
Come in. 11. Speaking of being in the area, he's got plenty of backup, including this 3-player smoke for Xtreme, and they found initiation. They find Shadow Demon. That's going to be a free kill. Can they get more?
A chase on in, Stampede comes through. Maybe they can find it in the toss back just in time. But Timberman thought he was safe to get out, but XG just so quick and vicious on these counter rotations.
Mid lane? Nope, never mind. That might have been a play right there, but little Zai's gonna have to resummon, if anything, using his ultimate. But yeah, that's Xtreme is just playing clean. I think that's a good way to describe it, right? They're playing clean Dota right now. They're moving appropriately throughout the map. They're taking advantage of the lack of early farm for the Drow, knowing that she needs to recover. I keep stressing that point. And it doesn't feel like Liqiud has a lot of plays right now to be able to deal with that. I think at this point, they need a blink on Earthshaker. That ain't happening anytime soon, KP. So Voxy has a lot of recovering to do. But Lou, a kill on him would be good. That's not going to happen either.
So here's the tough thing to think about. Like to your point, they're having a hard time, but Lou's having a great time. And this is kind of key. The way that XG do this, they haven't necessarily changed this element to their game style since the start of this year. They like to play as 4 and let Lou just farm on these heroes like Morphling, TB, and he'll come in later. He's basically just getting a free AFK game. He's PvE right now. Everyone else is PvP. And the unfortunate detail on this is like your mirror comparison on the other side is the Drow, who is the poorest core, but also, if you think about it, is the best solution to everything that XG does. Right? We're thinking Akshar down the line. You're thinking about their healing reduction on the IO, on the Lishrak, on the Morphling. Like, Drow has to do a lot this game, but right now doesn't have a game whatsoever.
Well, the grind continues for Liqiud. They got to recover after this early deficit. Now, again, big picture, it's only 3,000 net worth, but yeah, Xtreme has a 4-player smoke going on right now. They scanned, by the way, the Roshan pit. It hit. The Centaur going to miss the stomp right there because of the reactions of Mickey. That was a valiant effort, but slightly better reaction from Mickey coming out. But yeah, that's a blink and a Vanguard already on the Centaur. That's going to be difficult to deal with for Liqiud.
Now, the good news, at least, is they didn't lose Matumba again. That's what my OGOB was all about. I thought they were going to rotate right up into the high ground, even blindly, just because of how strong they are right now. But XG remaining somewhat contained. And this tier 1 is still standing, but it's more through design, right? Like XG, they don't want to risk losing the Shrek, and they are up against the Shaker. So I just love the way that they're not over pushing their lead.
We already have a Bloodstone, by the way. Speaking of him. Now you talked about that. This is the only hero. I'm going to go on. It really is the only hero this kind of is viable on, especially ones that are relevant in the competitive scene. So, but it is very good on Leshrac. It's kind of funny we have an item in the game that's like literally just the one hero, but he loves it. And you can see right here how he's just able to take out these stacks, including the Ancients, of course, with the IO support as well. But that farm ain't slowing down anytime soon for the Leshrac. And that's the play now for Xtreme. They're hanging S3 around the Morphling with the Centaur and the Marcy. And then the IO Leshrac, they're ready to relocate if need be. It's just, they're so on point. Again, I continue to be very impressed with how Xtreme is just playing this game so fluid.
Now, hear me out. I said for the Marcy, I gave the idea for how we nerf her. Here's my idea for Leshrac. We just send him to a good factory. I mean, I don't want to deal with it. This hero, I'm going to be vicious about it because I'm low-key going to say I think this hero is going to be pretty potent in TI. I think like you just hit it on the head. It's the only hero that really can justify Bloodstone that Bloodstone feels amazing on. I think we're going to see a lot of IO creeping back in, as well as these buffering or stabilizing type heroes like Omni Knight. And anytime you have